Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 7 of the Squadron Shootout Season 2 tournament. This episode we've got the we've got the Hagelian Dialectic by Rocky, which features the Question Everything class battleship right here. So on the back of it, it looks like it says Allies, but there's a snake biting a dude. That's interesting. Then we've got the Wakey Wake class cargo ships, which have some pretty huge guns on them, but have almost no armor, so will die if sneezed upon. And then another Question Everything class battleship. The Hegelian Dialectic's opponent today is the 219th Naval Battalion by 219th Legion, which features the Forward Unto Dawn class battleship, the USS Firewall class light cruiser, the Cargo class blockade runner, or the blockade runner class cargo ship, I guess it should be, and then the escort carrier USS Castle, the DD, the USS Hellfire class destroyer, and then the Rocket Hog class interceptor. So yeah, we will go ahead and zoom on out, get that camera into position, and get the shells flying. Looks like those escort or the cargo ships, the Wakey Wakes, are trying real hard to hit this Rocket Hog. Not having a lot of luck with that right now, but it's also, pretty far out. And it's not a very fast plane. Once it gets closer, I don't think it'll be quite so hard to hit. We will see in a minute. I expect that to be our first casualty, to be honest. But we do have some big old cram volleys coming in towards the Forward Unto Dawn. Some minor hits, but no big deal. One big thing that the 219th Naval Battalion has over the Hagelian Dialectic is the Dialectic only has 15. It only started with like 18,000 materials, while the 219th Naval Battalion has 60,000. So 219th Naval has a lot more staying power, and these Wakey Wakes are under fire. They cannot afford to take any real hits whatsoever. Oh, and there goes the Rocket Hog. It has been destroyed. Unsurprisingly, the AA. Wow! Even one of the one of the cram cannons from the battleships just fired up at the corpse of the Rocket Hog and blew it up. Oh, the two battleships are kind of plowing into each other here. Causing some slowdown, making us lose the cram tracers. Not losing the Wakey Wakes APS tracers though. It's like you guys started out on opposite sides of your fleet from each other. How are you running into one another? Like, that's just impressive. But so far, Hegelian Dialectic at 99%. 219th Naval Battalion at 92.5. Losing that. Oh, it looks like the escort carrier has taken some pretty serious damage. But the losing the Rocket Hog also knocked out a good chunk of HP. And oh my god, the frames are dropping like crazy because these battleships decided to hug. Oh, this is painful. They're about to DQ one another. They keep pushing themselves under the water like that. But seriously, if they don't stop doing this, like if they don't break apart here sometime soonish, I'm not going to sit here and stare at a game that's barely moving for 20 minutes. I can and will call this battle in favor of their opponent if that's going to keep the video from, you know, being good. I mean, I can allow for a little bit, but this is a little bit ridiculous. Like, we can't see anything that's going on because we've got like 3 frames a second. Did that thing just fire through its allied ship? Yep, they are firing through their allied ship. And there's one of them, at least, is still gaining DQ time. Oh boy. Looks like they're both gaining DQ time. And they're rolling over and basically ineffective. Looks like they might be separating a little bit there. Let's take a closer look. Move the camera again. Yeah, this is pretty awful. Like, I don't want to just, you know, end the match, but if the match can't continue because those two battleships are constantly rubbing up against each other, I really don't have a choice. I don't think anybody wants to sit here and watch the game play out at 3 frames a second for the next 50 minutes. But it is running a little bit better now, so it's actually getting to something approaching normal frame rate. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Now it's slowing down again. It was getting better, and now it started slowing down again. That's an interesting angle to be firing your crams at. What are these up here just floating in the sky? They look that like an amp, like a... What is that? Is that just a wood block? Yeah, it looks like a wood block or something. Well, let's go take a look and see how the 219th Naval Battalion is doing. And if things don't improve here quite soon, I am going to call this battle in favor of them. Even if they're losing, like even if it's likely they would have lost if the video got to play out. Like, I don't feel like sitting here watching this for hours at 2 frames a second because the battleships decided to hug. Wow, I can't even get over to like, I'm holding shift. This is the camera's fast mode. Like, this is the slow mode. Oh, which actually it goes a little bit faster when I'm not using the sped up camera movement. The frame rate goes faster anyway. Ish. Maybe not. I thought it did, but I don't think it is. Yep, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to disqualify. Well, not disqualify. I am going to declare this round over in favor of the 219th Naval Battalion because the Question Everything class battleships and the Hagelian Dialectic made it like impossible to do the video by running into each other for over 2 minutes. So they lost the round due to disqualification, but they are not disqualified from the tournament. Unless they do it. If that's something that's going to happen every single time, then yeah, they're just done. But hopefully that was just a fluke of maneuvering and it won't happen again. Oh, the Rocket Hog taking an unlucky hit early on. It is 2 damaged and destroyed. Now those cargo ships focusing in on the what is this? This is the enemy cargo ship. There can only be 3 apparently. Oof, yeah, those high gauge, they're not those low gauge, but those high velocity, low gauge, high rate of fire shells are ripping up. The USS Cat, or no, this is the cargo runner. Oh, excuse me. Looks like the firewall has gotten in the way and is body blocking some of the fire, though. And it seems to be much more heavily armored. So it didn't really take much in the way of damage from that. Oh, I see those battleships getting close to each other again. Don't bloody do it. Like, if you're going to collide, at least do it in such a way that you can separate easily. You don't get stuck together and make me disqualify you. Yeah, they're doing basically the exact same thing. And it's a shame because they are currently winning the battle, and they were winning the battle in the first episode too, but just, yeah, killing my FPS with this battleship on battleship collision. Right now it seems okay. It's not gotten too bad, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, and there goes the cargo the cargo ship for the 219th Naval Battalion. Has been destroyed. Like, the Hagelian Dialectic has a decent chance of winning this. If their battleships would just fight instead of making out under the water. Hey, this is silly. They need to break apart here somewhat soonish, or I'm going to hand the entire match to the new 219th Naval. I am not impressed by this collision making my video slow to a crawl. I'm sure everybody watching this isn't exactly going to enjoy it either, which is the problem. Because, I mean, at this rate, what's probably going to happen is one of the battleships are going to get, like, if I let it play out, what's going to happen is one of the battleships is going to get disqualified for being too low in the water. Disqualified for sinking, basically. And that's going to rip out, like, 40% of the Hegelian Dialectic's fleet HP. If not more. I don't know the exact number. And that's assuming only one of them gets disqualified. With both of their timers that close, both of them could get disqualified, and those wakey wakes are not going to beat the Forward onto Dawn battleship. Because just like these things have so many magazines exposed to the air that basically a hit by anything, even a flak round, can detonate these turrets. And there probably won't be anything left of the Wakey Wake when that happens. But yeah, even if only one of these battleships gets disqualified, for sinking. Well, it is going a little bit faster now, though. Just separate! Turn the opposite way! It's like, you turn left, you turn right, and it's all good. But instead, they want to continue making out. But it is running more smoothly now. Oop! Oh, that bit of recoil there. Okay, it's running pretty smooth now. And that one battleship is about to get disqualified. In which, like, once it does, that issue will be over. It's like I really don't want to just hand the match to the 219th Naval. Because, you know, I want to see some action. I want to see some fighting just like you guys do. It'd be a really lame way for somebody to get a victory, but, I mean, what else could I do when it was running that slow for that long? I had no idea if they were going to separate or not. Looks like they are this time. And this one is pretty much capsizing and about to disqualification detonate. And after that, it should be smooth sailing. Okay, so there we go. The Hagelian Dialectic has a chance now, if its battleship can right itself. And not just push itself down under the water and get itself disqualified as well. Which seems like that's exactly what it's doing. Down into the ocean bottom. I don't know if it's got like a hole in it somewhere and has buoyancy issues or what's going on, but it is down here under the water where it can't really do anything, and that DQ timer is ticking up. And the USS Hellfire destroyer has been taken down. And those Wakey Wakes are working on the escort carrier now. But 219th Naval Battalion, or Naval Squadron, it's Naval Battalion. Yeah, there goes the other battleship. And now at this point... Yep, 2 damaged, 2 damaged. As soon as the... and 2 damaged. Oh wait, no. It's like as soon as these things were targeted, they just evaporated. So can this Wakey Wake destroy a battleship, a light cruiser, and an escort carrier in the next 11 minutes? That is the question. I don't think it can. I'm just waiting for something to land a hit here and watch this thing just evaporate. Oh, that was a hit. Oh, there's another one, and there goes the turret. And that is 2 damaged. So yeah, it's a shame if those if the challenge or question everything. Ooh, that's a messed up escort carrier. If the question everything battleships had, you know, not run into each other and sank, the Hagelian Dialectic could have possibly won this batch. It was definitely making short work of the smaller, lighter ships of the 219th Naval Battalion, but once those battleships went away, it was all over. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, despite the battleship intimacy, and I'll see you on the battlefield.